Hey, hi, I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by. This is an experimental edit reading from my book, 47 Truths. Truth 20. There's not one way. This is a song I wrote, and a truth I will write about. This might be one of my very few capital T truths to me. The real truth is, every way works. Kyle Keese. Thanks, Kyle. This is going to be a t-shirt real soon, I reckon. Opportunity knocks on both sides of most doors. You can always find or make another door. Reference the third door. There are many paths up the mountain. There are as many paths up the mountain as there are grains of sand in the ocean. I don't know. I have not done the math on that one. The point is, many choices are just up to you. There isn't one way that's best for everyone. Not one hairstyle that we all should wear. Thank goodness. Can I get a hello? Shout out to Ralph Smiles. We don't all want the same flavor of ice cream every day. Some of us like cookies. Some of us like pie. Some of us enjoy eating the charred flesh of dead baby things sometimes. The point, again, is your way is great. My way is greater. Just kidding. Mostly. Just right now. Just from here. All the ways that work are great. All the ways that don't work are also great because they help us decide which way the next time. It would be a sad life or no life at all if there was only one right way. I know I said there's really only one truth, and now you see that truth is infinite. It is the mystery, and it needs diversity. It needs to live, alive, breathing, fire, not knowing the way. On fire. Not having one way, adapting to every step along the way, taking in new perspectives, expanding understanding. Here's a story I heard in a video by a builder who inspired me many years ago, which I have thought about many times over the years. It continues to shift, and I find new meaning in it, which in a way has become its meaning for me. The story takes place near a lone tree, beside a well-traveled dirt road. Perhaps the tree is lonely and glad to have the company. I don't know. Maybe it keeps company with the road. Who are we to say? In any case, in this story, the way I recall it now, there is a professor with no shoes on standing in the shade of the tree. A man with a donkey comes by and stops to also enjoy some of the shade from the tree. The donkey is carrying a sack of grain on one side and a sack of sand on the other side. The man with the donkey takes off the 2 sacks to let the donkey enjoy the tree's shade also. No one mentions how the donkey feels about any of it. The professor, noticing the sack of sand, asks the man why the donkey is carrying the sand. The man explains it is to balance the weight of the donkey's load, evening out the other side across from the sack of grain. The professor is confused and asks the man why he does not split the grain into 2 equal lesser parts, thus lessening the overall load for the donkey and still keeping the weight evenly balanced and distributed. The man is confused. He packs up his donkey and continues down the road, muttering to himself silently. The first time I heard this story, I was confused too. This is how I remember it, and it's possible there is some important detail I missed or have forgotten. I may go back and give it another visit one day. Meanwhile, it has served me well as a thing for my brain to crunch on, trying to digest it, take some tasty morsel or a moral out of it. At first I thought it was meant to demonstrate how stubborn people can be, stuck in our ways, even when a logical solution to a new truth presents itself, and it's easier than the present truth we're living by. We will often choose to disregard the new truth or obvious logic in favor of our old truth or story, our identity, the stories we tell ourselves. Here I want to mention crabs pulling each other back down into the pot. Perhaps the professor's lack of shoes was symbolic of his ineptitude. The teacher I heard it from was a builder from Iran, or somewhere in the Middle East, and so my perception of the story was colored by my filters of whatever that means to me. Perhaps the donkey needed to stay in shape so it could carry a heavier load sometimes. Perhaps it was an unruly donkey, and the man wanted to punish it or keep it tired. Maybe the man needed sand. Perhaps the donkey was really the man's cursed brother or wife, and he was carrying out a promise to a mystic or professor or politician or witch or warlock to avoid some other terrible, more terrible fate that might befall them all otherwise. You just don't know, do you? Today, I think the man probably had his reasons. Maybe he tried other ways, maybe he didn't. Whatever the case, him and the donkey had a thing. The way he was doing it was working, so fixing it would be foolish. It might not be perfect, but it was functional, and that was all he wanted. He was not looking for a change. He was not looking for progress or improvement. Nothing was causing him enough discontent or discomfort to be worth the effort of doing things differently. He was content to cool off for a few minutes and have his donkey carry twice the weight. The professor should probably have worn shoes, since the road was presumably hot, than wanting to stand in the shade. Maybe it's both, Forrest Gump. I found there was only one way to look thin, hang out with fat people, Roger Dangerfield. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still, Franklin D. Roosevelt. It's the damn poor mind that can think of only one way to spell a word, unknown. That's the end of Truth 20. Stay tuned for 21st century truths. Actually, it's just one. Coming soon to a video near you.